Up there on the hill is the Bottrop Alpine Ski Center, which is supposed to be the longest indoor ski place in the world, I think, until the Saudis build theirs. It's up on the hill here. Down here in the valley, all I can smell is coal burning, and there's a coal plant behind this bit of trees behind me. There's a coal plant that's flaring off a lot of the coal gas, and it smells it. I mean, you can tell. So I don't know what clean air acts or clean air restrictions there are here in Germany, but they ain't working, because this walk through this area that looks like there's forest on either side, it's probably just a buffer. It really smells of coal burning. I know that smell very well. So they are failing whatever they're trying to do. You can see behind me what's causing the air quality to be so bad. That is a Kohlekraftwerk. That's coal burning here in Bottrop, Nordrhein-Westphalia. That's a gasometer. Inside one of those was where the exhibition on storing the Earth and our fragile Earth was, ironically. That stores the coal gas. They're flaring coal gas over there, and then of course there's steam, and then a bunch of other emissions that we smell in the air here, and particularly down in the valley as we were walking. The air quality is horrible. It's really hard to breathe. It makes your throat burn. It makes your eyes burn. And that is the legacy and the current reality of energy in the world. So, yeah. You're like, between the lines, how about like that? Cool. This artificial ski run, the longest in the world, was built obviously on top of a landfill, which we're climbing now. And you can see back that way the old coal mine, like Zechitzollverein, but this one's still apparently active and burning. This is the industrial Ruhrgebiet, but it's a good transformation of a landfill into a tourism operation for year-round skiing. It isn't pleasant to breathe the air. I hope that the coal will eventually be shut down as the Germans had intended, but then of course the war with Ukraine began and it put everything back, created an energy crisis here in Germany. And so while you see the old Zechitzollverein coal works turned into a UNESCO World Heritage Site with nature trails and parkour and Vorstellung or museum exhibitions and other festive ways of using the land that are sustainable, with a lot of attention paid to sustainability. They haven't done that to this one yet. And you see this landfill being turned into a ski center for recreation, a good thing, but there's still landfills going on all over. So it's a complex situation, but there is hope that we can abandon coal completely if we can step up the pace with renewables. There's a lot of political opposition, and of course the Trump presidency and the current manifestation of what poses as the Republican Party has been fighting these kinds of innovations because they're beholden to these fossil interests. But I think we'll see the turnaround hopefully sometime this decade. Let's hope so. So they say there's an energy crisis, but out the window you can see fire burning, and that fire is a coal plant flaring off into the night sky all of the coal gas. So what energy crisis if you continue to flare off obscene amounts of coal gas and natural gas and other combustible sources of energy, and then you say it's winter and people are having trouble with the cold because there isn't enough heating gas or heating oil, but you're flaring it off all night long like that. I mean, how does that make sense? So this is a crazy world. Everything is just wrong, very wrong. This is proof that the energy crisis is being misrepresented. If it were true that the war with the Ukraine was causing such a crisis in Germany, why would they flare off all of that precious fuel from this coal Kraftwerk, from that gasometer over there? This is outside the ski center, where they have the longest indoor skiing place, right next to a coal factory, a coal power plant. And the air smells horrible. You can smell the terrible stench of burning coal, even up here on this hill. It's so acrid, it's just terrible. But this defies the idea that there's such a crisis. They're making everybody decide not to use as much heat. They're closing the outdoor swimming pools. So many things being lost, and yet you can see so much fire burning over there, and of course up on the top there. All that wasted energy. Oh, because it's not economical to capture? Really? That's the reason? Because you can't run a pipeline somewhere? You run pipelines through Alaska, you run pipelines through South Dakota, you intimidate, beat up, imprison, shoot sick dogs on, throw grenade canisters at Native Americans who are trying to protect their water supply. You kill people, enslave people, and then you complain that there's an energy crisis and people have to turn down their thermostats and people have to suffer in the cold and they can't do activities while you flare off all of this abundant energy 24 hours, 7 days a week for decades. And this is Germany, where supposedly there's this huge energy crisis. What kind of bad policy, what kind of bad people would allow such a thing to happen? And then of course, where's the strict air pollution controls when we are forced to breathe this really horrid, acrid air? It's just disgusting. Burns the eyes and burns the throat. My face is aglow with the wasted energy, wasted opportunity, and with the polluting exothermia of a coal power plant during a so-called energy crisis. And you can see the cloud billowing up of acrid smoke from this travesty, from this disaster. And they say, oh, you have to conserve energy. There's a war with Ukraine, and Russia is not supplying gas, and outdoor swimming pools are closed, and there's so much people have to do. And yet look at that terrible smoke which I can breathe. This is horrible. They're venting toxic fumes which are making it hard to breathe. All that terrible smoke descending on us right now. Coal. There's your climate change right there. Right there, that's your climate change. You want to see what's responsible for climate change, for the disasters we're facing? You're staring at it right there. The burning of coal, inefficiently, terrible pollution. Everywhere you see flames. Everywhere you see acrid smoke, which we can smell and are breathing in right now. Unreal. God, the air smells bad. This is the smell. Ho, ho, ho. This is the smell and the sight that haunted my childhood growing up in Chicago by Lake Michigan. There were coal piles underneath our apartment that we kids used to play in, and we'd emerge black, covered in soot from the coal. The coal delivery person would come, and big black smoke would belch out of our smokestacks in the winter when we were heating. When we looked out of our window on the third floor out of our apartment over the lake, we'd see Gary, Indiana, with black smoke clouds belching and with this stupidity of flaring off valuable heat. So many millions and billions of BTUs of thermal energy just wasted, and then all of that pollution. But I'm smelling it now, and it reminds me of that bad part of my childhood. Maybe, no, but whatever. It's over here. Uh-oh. Of course, we have the irony of a windmill turning right next to the coal work. So that's fascinating to see. Of course, there are no dead birds around it. Really, that's a ridiculous idea that there be dead birds. They die flying into the gasimeter over there, or flying into the flame of the coal gas being burned, or hitting the tower over there. Toxic air.